So here we are at Little Willacoochee, Georgia, named by the Creek Indians, which means home of the Wildcats, for our train ride this weekend. My wife and I decided to do something a little different on one of our day trips, and in this one we're just taking a ride, round trip from Willacoochee to Valdosta, Georgia and back. So anyway, come along for the ride, and hopefully everyone will enjoy it, for those that like this kind of thing. So the train has finally started moving. It's 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning. And we'll turn south up here. And our first stop will be in a town called Nashville, Georgia. Actually, it's our only stop till we get back. As you can see, the vegetation's a little bit dry. It's wintertime still, and things haven't greened out yet, but and also the damage from Hurricane Helene's left a mess. I don't know how long it will be there. I guess it'll be there till it rots. But today is all about the experience and doing something I've never done before. I've never ridden on an actual train outside of amusement parks. And something we didn't expect, they came around with menus and offered us breakfast, which we took. We were ready for something. That's grits for those folks that don't know what that is. I love my grits. Our conductor was a great guy, a lot of knowledge, been in the business for years and years. He'd answer anything you asked him, where we were, what we were looking at. Things about the train. I mean, there's nothing this guy didn't know. What was fun about this trip to me was we were riding in the executive car, which is a dining car, and it was built in 1948 by the Budd Company for New York Central, and of course sold to Carroll Parrott Railways for this train that we're on now. The scenery was pretty much what I expected. I mean, I've driven plenty of back roads in Georgia, so I know what it looks like. But being on a train just makes everything better. Going to the bathroom on the train was an experience because I had to walk through two cars to get to the bathroom. The bathrooms were out of order in our car, so I had to go through the party car to get there. And of course, this long hallway runs right next to the kitchen, which takes us back into our car. Anyway, back in the seat and looking at the scenery. It was a lot of fun. The only issue is I recorded an hour's worth of video and had to chop this thing down to about 14 and a half minutes because it was way too long. So there's a lot of things I wanted to show that I won't be able to this time, but I can do it on another video or maybe a short. So we made it into Nashville. We're going to stop here. There's a little shop that we can go in and do a few things. So I try to keep my wife away from shops, but sometimes they don't work and they sort of force you into it. This is an hour layover. But it was nice to get out and stretch and walk around a little bit and look at the local arts and crafts and homemade candies and cakes, pies. So it's a nice little shop, a nice little stop. We got surprised here. My sister-in-law, my wife's sister, and her fiance drove up to meet us just to surprise us, and they wanted to go to lunch with us, but we only had an hour, so we decided we better hang around close to the train. So, anyway, so I walked back to the bathroom before this train got started and before it filled back up with people, because it's like a drunk sailor trying to walk through here. And on the way back, I got to look at the snack bar and stuff that they have for the party train, and then go back over through to our car, which the first half of it is kitchen in this narrow hallway. And I'm 6'5" and 240 pounds, so it's a little tight squeeze, but I had plenty of room. It's not quite as narrow as it looks, but it's still pretty damn small. Anyway, it looks like we were the first ones back on the train, which is fine. Gives us a chance to get settled in before it fills back up. So we're back on the rail again, cruising along, and conductor said that they'll be serving lunch. So seems like I just ate breakfast today, but I'm all in. I do like this better than flying. I've loved flying. I've done it several times, but this is just, to me, it's a better experience. You can't really see anything once you get in the air. Anyway, we're down here next to everything, the fields, and the cows, and the trees, and the ponds, and you're passing by all kinds of stuff. It's just a great adventure. This trip is 6 hours, 5 hours on the rail, and 1 hour layover in Nashville. So our next stop will be Valdosta. They have to do a brake check there. So they'll stop in front of Moody Air Force Base, do the brake check, and then we'll head back for a direct trip back to Willacoochee. So far, it's been a lot of fun to me. I can't speak for everyone, but I think most people enjoyed it. We met a lot of good folks along this trip, and not all of them were looking for the same thing, just something to get out and do. Of course, now we're arriving at Moody Air Force Base, and I didn't cut the video on this because it was so long. Moody is a pretty good sized base, and they fly the A-10 Warthogs out of here. In fact, we see them all the time flying overhead at our home in their training missions. So we're going to stop here, take a little break. We're not going to get out, but my wife's going to catch up on her texting. She gets dizzy. She tries to text when we're rolling. So anyway, here comes the menus for our lunch. So I decided I was going to have the chopped steak and mashed potatoes, which was very good. And there's the kitchen crew, great guys. And the conductor again. And he was always around helping with anything. I mean, you didn't have to worry about coffee or water or tea or any kind of Pepsi drinks, even though I'm a fan of Coke products. I don't drink them anyway. So coffee or water is fine for me. So headed back, we're going through Grace City, Georgia, a little small town. Of course, all these towns along here are small except for Valdosta. One thing about our car, it was not crowded. We were able to have a table to ourselves, and everyone did. So it's not like the other cars. From what I understand, the coach was full. The party car was full, but ours was just a quiet car, and for people like me that enjoy the surroundings and everything more so than I love music, but sitting in there listening to a saxophone for 5 hours would probably drive me crazy. Yeah, and there's some little solar panels. They grow everywhere these days. They're every mile or so you pass, you see solar panels these days, and it's just taking up so much of our valuable land. And I'm not sure we're getting a lot of benefit from them, but that's yet to be seen. So we're coming back through Nashville, not stopping this time. We're going straight on up to Willacoochee. Just enjoying the ride. The people were all friendly. I mean, we met so many folks there that were there having a good time, reliving their childhood pretty much, and that's what it's all about. It was sort of cloudy, sunny day. It was a mix, and not exactly the day I'd hoped for, but I was happy nonetheless. It could have been raining and I would have been happy. So when we get to Willacoochee and stop and everybody offloads, the conductor gave us a tour. So we got to tour the caboose, and which was pretty cool. They got satellite TV in there and stuff, and this is private. You can rent this thing. You bring a few family members in and have it all yourself. Has its own restroom, everything. And then we went on down and we decided we'd check the coach car out, which was comfortable seating. It's crowded. It's a less expensive way to go, and we might even try that sometime. But anyway, we're going to say goodbye to the Azalea Sprinter, and we're going to move on to our next adventure. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you.